Good morning. It is Nancy Jutton, and today is Thursday, October 17th. It is 9 o'clock straight up, and today is the day we do our live office hour, and I hope that folks will be joining me. And I want to send out compliments to Teresa Lieutenant and Donovan Dreyer for being active in the group and getting their speaker sheets pretty much complete. There's my husband walking by. Oh, good. Teresa's here. Yay.
Good morning.
Good morning, beautiful. How are you?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear.
Yay. Good morning.
And we've got a fun little banner behind you, it looks like.
Oh, yeah. My banner is sideways because the sun was bothering me, but not today.
I feel like if I was the flying nun, I could go like this and fly away. The wind is it's really intense.
What? The wind is intense at your house?
Yeah, and we have all these big trees and it's all very dramatic.
Wow. Yeah, right.
This is very interesting.
Oh, yeah. What do you think of it?
I think I sent you a note.
Oh, you did? Okay.
I did. We can talk about it if you'd like.
Oh, yeah.
Because I think it's just going to be you and me.
Oh, cool. I get a free coaching session. Awesome.
Yeah, you do. But let me first address Donovan's questions because he wrote to me last night.
Yes, go ahead.
Donovan said, you have a very specific style where you have all these boxes. It's on your website. And I think you were trying to incorporate that into your speaker sheet. And my reaction was I didn't really find it helpful to my eye because there was so much going on that I didn't know where to focus. So when it comes to doing design for, Michael Ann is here. Awesome. That's so great. Hi, Michael Ann. So when it comes to doing a speaker sheet, my own bias is to leave it to the professionals. Victoria Vinton does such a great job, and she's done hundreds of them for people who are aspiring luminaries and are taking huge stages. Why leave the design to chance? Don't do it yourself if you can possibly avoid it, because she just knows how to use fonts and colors and to position the information in the proper prominence so that the decision maker gets what he or she wants in a quick hit. And you devoting your time to becoming a graphic designer is probably not your highest and best use. And so I guess what I'm trying to say in a very delicate way is I'm not totally in love with this block design pattern that you have. I don't see how it's particularly relevant to what you do. I think there's other ways to do it that would serve your ultimate objective better. The other question that Donovan asked is, should he use Google Voice as a phone number, or should he give people his actual phone number on the speaker sheet? And I say give people your actual phone number on the speaker sheet because I remember this advice from Alice Cunningham, who was an award-winning business owner of hot tub companies and millions of dollars. And what she used to say is make it easy to buy, easy to own, and easy to refer. If someone can actually pick up the phone and get you on the other side, you're that much closer to getting a gig, having a conversation, negotiating a deal. Don't make them go to Google Voice and identify themselves or whatever's involved. Like, don't be arm's length, be arms wide open, and then all of a sudden awesome things can happen. Let's see. So those were some of Donovan's questions, and he apologizes that he's not been able to attend because it's inconvenient for the rest of his life. But isn't it good that he's able to ask these questions in the Facebook group and get responses in the Facebook group and also in the live calls? So for those of you who are listening by replay who haven't yet joined us, or for those who are joining us for the first time after a while, yay, Michael Ann. I'm really here for you, really here for you. So, Teresa, you submitted a manifesto this morning.
Yes.
And let's see. I don't know if you've posted it in the Facebook group, but it would be great if you did.
Okay. Okay.
It's a beautifully designed thing that sort of sets the tone for something really juicy and wonderful she's intending to make available to savvy women who appreciate the value. How's that?
Very good.
And so while this is not a speaker sheet, is certainly relevant to some of the big work you're going to do. So I'm happy to address some thoughts that I have about it, which is one is I found a lot of it very inspiring, and I love the words and I love the messaging, but there was a couple of things I wanted to suggest to you because that's why we're here.
Yes.
Brene Brown is a thought leader. You probably know her. She's written many books, Daring Greatly, The Gift of Imperfection. I would love for you to go to her website and see some of her downloads because she makes available manifestos that are easily downloadable by the masses. And when you look at her manifestos, she actually calls them a manifesto at the very top so the reader knows what they're getting. And
okay.
I bring this to your attention because I think this would be even stronger if it was called a Financial Independence is Our Birthright Manifesto.
Okay.
Because right now you're sort of confusing the manifesto with trying to sell it. And that makes it less inspiring. So like, you don't have to, like what I was suggesting to you is call it the Financial Independence is Our Birthright Manifesto. Take away Financial Reinvention Mastermind, take away the two definitions of what a mastermind is, and start right out with, we are committed to becoming positive thought creators, wealth accumulators, confusion blasters, because then you're getting right into the manifesto, and I'm already starting to march to your beat. I'm already wanting to wave the flag. I'm already wanting to be joining your club. So then if you go to the middle of the page, it says, as members of this mastermind, I suggest you take that out and it just start with, we seek first to understand, we respect confidentiality and others' experiences. And then at the bottom, you're inserting this financial reinvention blueprint, which is the intersection between mindset and skill set. And I think you could remove that because that could be referenced in a sales piece or sales letter, but it just sort of comes out of nowhere. And I'm going to tell these people that I'm not available right now. You know what's missing? There is no Teresa Lieutenant icon that identifies it as yours.
True.
So if you go to see Brene Brown's manifestos, you'll see at the very bottom, she has this BB cool icon. It's very subtle and understated, but at least you know that it's hers.
Okay.
Because what if this became a meme that went viral on social media? It resonated so much with all the women that saw it that they go, whose is this? Like, yeah. you should own this. And then my final point, when we can talk about it some more, but you've got your compliance disclosures there, and it just sort of, I wish you didn't have to have those there because it just takes the juice right out of it.
I know, but I don't know how I can not do it. I know it's
really,
yeah,
because securities and advisory services offered through blah blah blah. It's like, oh God, she's going to be selling us. It takes it out of the realm of what a manifesto is, and it takes it into. But if you don't have any way to get around it,
I don't know. I'll try. I definitely will take that on and see. You know what I can do.
If you're calling it a manifesto, let me just put it to you this way: if you're calling it a manifesto, and if you look up or moneyfesto, which is a clever take on that, you're not selling anything. You're stating a set of philosophies that people either can appreciate or reject. But you're not selling anything.
Right.
There's no ask. There's no offer. There's no, we promise you'll get ROI on your investments at this level of whatever.
Yeah.
You're not making any promises in that regard. So if you were to revise this as I'm suggesting, what is there for compliance to object to? You know?
Yep, I get it.
Yeah.
I will approach it.
But how do you feel about those thoughts?
I like them. I think you're exactly right. And that's why I sent it to you and some other folks, is because I can't see what you see. I need to see, I need to hear that. So awesome. Great suggestions.
Yeah, it's pretty too. And
Do you
the
like
colors.
do you like the design?
Yeah, what I was sort of thinking about is, well, I'm just using Brene Brown as an example because she's an incredibly successful thought leader who sold tons and tons of books. And if we're ever thinking about who could we be like in the world,
Yeah.
Choose someone who's already achieved a level of success that's beyond what we could possibly imagine for ourselves. So I'll go to someone who's been there, done that, got the t-shirt to see if I can learn something right away. And with Brene Brown, of whom I am a huge fan, I have downloaded her manifestos and put them on my refrigerator, on my desk. I've put them in place on my bathroom mirror. I mean, if you can imagine that people would download your manifesto and do the same thing, or share it virally across social media, which I guess that would be one other little thing, is if there was some subtle way for you to put your website you're going to put your icon, but if you could put reinventingher.com or wherever it is you want people to go, at least they have a place where they can come and find you.
Well, no, I'm planning on adding that. I said that in my note that wasn't on there yet.
Yeah, but
this is just a draft. So,
but if people resonate with your values, what you care about, and it sounds like a revolution they want to march step with, this is a great way for them to start feeling this way. And I would also point out that it is October. Let's see, Diana, I can hear somebody doing something with their, thank you. Diana, so glad you're here. It's such a perfect time to suggest to people something like this, because you have a whole new year coming where people invariably want to get their money stuff together so that they can have all the big dreams that they're intending for their life. And you're like ahead of the curve, right?
Yeah.
So another thought I had for you, and then we'll talk to the others and we can circle back to you, is you have so many really big ideas. You're going to have a blueprint, you're going to have a mastermind, you're going to have the manifesto, you're going to speak, you're going to do all these things. But remember that you don't have to get everything that you're doing in the same document every time.
I know, I get that. Yeah.
Yeah. So was that helpful?
Oh, so much. Thank you so much.
Yeah. And your speaker sheet's looking pretty good. And is it being designed, or where is it?
Yeah, not quite, because I'm watching your video you gave me, and I want to make a little change on instead of saying I'm a keynote and a workshop facilitator, I want to come up with one of those great, more exciting names to that, like you suggest. So
okay.
I haven't sent it to her yet, Victoria.
Well, if you're looking to get some inspiration, if you go to the National Speakers Association website and you look for their Hall of Fame speakers, sometimes it's fun to see people. I know you want to be a very highly paid keynote speaker.
Yes.
And when you see other people and the way they describe themselves, people just like the Brene Brown example, I'm a big fan of Bill Stainton because he's a local guy.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know him? If you go to ovationconsulting.com, he just won a place in the National Speakers Association Hall of Fame, and they only induct 5 people a year into this prestigious group, and this year only 3 people made the cut, and he was one of them. He's a local guy from Seattle. And another person I like is Laurie Guest, LaurieGuest. She's a customer service expert, but both of these folks make 5 figures every time they take the stage. So find people that are making 5 figures or more every time they take the stage and see how they position themselves. And this same idea that I'm sharing, if you've been having trouble selling stuff on a webinar and you can't figure out why, find somebody who's selling so much stuff on a webinar. Even if you have no intention of buying a thing, listen to how they deliver their offers, see what parallel approaches you can take in your own messaging, because doing this on our own is so hard. Find someone making tons of money doing what you want to do and emulate.
Well, can I give you a compliment?
Yes.
So I have resisted so much of that very thing. And I was telling a friend yesterday, it's really because I think my breakthrough about this is about how we all want to be different, unique, and special. And so I have thought I could do it my own way and, go around the well-worn path that so many people have gone before me. And suddenly I just got this big aha that is just costing me time and money. And I've got to get over my own judgments and resistance. And, it's like you can't see your own SHIT. I teach people this, but I really got it in a very big way. And you're the reason. And I'm getting very emotional right now because it's a big step for me. And so I just, my friend said to me, yeah, I do the same thing. And I do think it's a common practice that we all have, is we resist following other people who have, made that path, because we want to be different and special. So I'm on the path now, and I will take your advice, and thank you for that so much.
That's so beautiful. Thank you so much for saying that. Wow.
Well, you're a champion of people, and you know so many people, and you share so much, out of the goodness of your heart, because you've been in this business for such a long time. And so I just put you in that place of mentor that I was resisting doing.
Oh, well, I'm really touched by that. And I will add, I am somewhat like you in that I want to do it my own way and put my thumbprint on it.
Yes.
And I am my own, whatever I am, just like you are.
Yeah.
But I did the same thing. Oh, I hate a template. I hate a blueprint. I want to be creative. It's like, yikes. You can still take the structure of someone who's wildly successful and learn from it, and then put your own thumbprint on it. But trying to reinvent the whole wheel, that is not efficient. I'm glad you got the message.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh gosh. Mwah. So let's see who else we can assist while we're here. And then there may be some pearl that comes up in the next conversation that will be relevant to you. So please stay with us. All right. Hey, Michael Ann, unmute yourself.
Hey, everybody. Oh, Nancy, I'm so happy to see you. I just found out yesterday that you're doing this again.
Well, I'm glad you're here. I love doing this.
I have to tell you that I kept your Wednesday morning, when you were doing this Wednesday mornings on a regular basis, I kept it in my calendar. Even though it wasn't happening, I kept it in my calendar to remind me to stay on track. So every week I would have to say, oh, that's not happening this Wednesday, and take it off the calendar.
Oh.
So I haven't been hanging out on Facebook too much, but when I saw that you were, I guess I'm late to the party because you've already gotten started, I was going, oh my God, I have to get back in. And I just so happened to have this Thursday morning open. So that's great. I do want to ask a question. It sounds like, I don't know Teresa, but it sounds like she's a financial consultant who has a lot of...
She's a certified financial planner professional.
There you go.
Who guides clients to make the most of money in their life so they can retire abundantly with fewer
Exactly.
worries.
I have a friend who's in that position. In fact, I know two people, one of whom has left the profession. And if it's okay with you and Teresa's interested, I'd be happy to connect them, because my friend, everybody, I'm in a licensed profession myself. And when we're in those circumstances, there's legal requirements for how we present ourselves. But my friend's had a little bit more down the road, and she may have a way that she's been doing this that stays within the law. And I'd be happy to
Oh,
connect Teresa and Jennifer and see if maybe she might be, because that might be helpful.
so
Thank you,
Teresa, what
Michael
I
Ann.
want you
That's
to
really,
do is in the
yeah, that's
chat
really great.
on the right-hand side, let Michael Ann know how she can reach you.
Okay.
So she can email or make an introduction or something like that.
Yeah,
Okay,
give me your email and your phone number, and I'll
Okay.
do the same in the
Okay.
chat. Because one of the things that I do by nature, what Nancy does by nature is she just opens the doors and just shares so widely. And one of the things that I do by nature is I love to connect people who can support each other. So no work to do that.
Thank
Nice.
you.
Well, tell us what you're up to and how we can help you.
Well, for the last few years, I've been doing a little talk at this time of year. And this year I got a head start on it, and it's called Kiss Your Holiday Stress Goodbye. And I realized it's like, I need to there's the generic speaker sheet, but I want to do a speaker sheet that's just for Kiss Your Holiday Stress Goodbye.
Okay.
And KISS is not what you think. I have made it an acronym that has a series of, I walk people through it and everything like that.
Is it KISS?
It is KISS. I'll do the short. K is for kindness. I is for putting I first, putting myself first, and using my imagination. Those are adds, and then you subtract shoulds. So I give people a little assignment where they all go, like, what do you do with those holiday routines that you do every year because you've always done them because you should, and all that kind of stuff. And then that brings you to emotional sanity. So kindness, I and imagination, shoulds, and sanity. And in the shoulds, I talk about emotional labor, which is Arlie Hochschild's term for what women in the workplace do, and they have to be friendly, whether they're feeling it or not. And so we're turning emotional labor into emotional sanity.
Oh, okay.
Anyway.
Like new math for navigating the holidays.
See, now, everybody, is Nancy brilliant or what? Oh, and I'm not good at math.
Well, believe me, that is so not my genius either. I could tell you stories about this. When you were describing your acronym, I was seeing like a math equation. This plus that minus this equals.
Yes.
So if graphically it was portrayed that way, you could actually say the new math for navigating
the holidays.
Might be kind of fun.
Oh, that would be great.
When you said it right away, I thought, I'm hungry for a subtitle.
Yeah. Oh, that is terrific. Well, the other thing, too, just so you know, is that I built on this so that the generic is Kiss Your Stress Goodbye, because I could take it anywhere. In February, I can do Kiss Your Relationship Stress Goodbye, or in May and June, Kiss Your Wedding Stress Goodbye.
Okay.
So
it's the franchise.
Yes, it's sort of like it's a brand within my bigger brand.
Okay.
So I realize I'm behind the curve here, but I'm getting back on it.
Good.
The other piece is that I made a commitment to myself and one other person that I'm going to start doing Facebook Live.
Great.
And you are the Facebook or Be Live maven master and monster goddess.
Oh my God.
So, not to put any pressure on you. So then in line with, there's speaker sheet, and then there's that, which is, oh my goodness, what do I do that doesn't give away the farm? So the same thing with the speaker sheet. What do I say? How do I say what I need to say that doesn't give away all of this trade secrets, because I'm going to do a teleseminar training, some live and in-person workshops. And, you take a little bit and carve it out. So I would love to hear your wisdom about all of that, because
Okay.
it is time for me to get this speaker sheet done and have it. It would be, I think I could do one for.
Did you create one before, like even a sloppy first copy?
I had a sloppy first copy around getting out of habit hell.
Oh, I remember now.
But over time, things have adjusted. I have worked with Mark and Shannon with Big Impact, and they recognized, and I recognized, that I had two brands. I have my health center brand, and then I had my habit hell brand. Get out of habit hell through habits into health. And what they've been encouraging me to do is to bring them together. So I did kind of disappear from speaking as I'm starting to relanguage what I do in a way that's really more a bigger healthcare banner, integrative health, and supporting women and their families who are struggling with chronic illness and addictions, both of which have trauma in common. So that's a serious topic. But this is sort of a fun way to enter. It's like looking for what's a way to enter into women's lives that doesn't have that heavy heartbeat.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I believe me, I so get that. So let me address some of your questions. Sounds to me like to kiss your stress goodbye is a first step to getting people putting themselves first.
Yep.
Which the next step could be maybe they want to go deeper, and there might be ways at your integrated health center where they could accomplish that.
Correct.
So
Correct.
When you're speaking, you want to create know, like, trust about a topic that might be accessible and even universal. When you rock the talk, you can invite people to take a next step.
Yes.
So you don't want to give your audience a PhD in everything that you do. You just want to give them the cliff notes.
And that is my weakness.
Yes. And listen,
I'm a scholar by nature too. It's like, oh my God.
There's a speaker coach that I worked with a few years ago, Callan Rush and Justin Livingston. They had a program called Monetize, Magnetize, and Mesmerize Your Audience. And Justin spoke quite a bit about this concept of going over the arc. There's a certain amount of information that you want to give to an audience in the setting that you are faced with. But if you give them too much information, you've fully addressed the needs, so they don't have a reason to take another step.
Right.
So for all of us, when we're giving a talk, if it's a 20-minute talk, I'll give you an example from one of our participants, who's she's actually a private client. Her name is Brenda Reese, and she's a forgiveness coach, which is kind of a heavy topic.
Mm-hmm.
But she has a 5-step radical forgiveness process, and in a 20-minute segment, she can't possibly go through all 5 steps, but she can touch on the first 3. And in those first 3, she delivers so much impact and so much healing that people are hungry to know what the other 2 steps are.
Mm-hmm.
She can't deliver those in the context of the 20 minutes she was given. So she has an opportunity to say, now, just what's happened today, we've worked through the first 3 steps of our radical forgiveness process. Who in this audience is feeling better already? And could it be that you could feel even better if you knew the final 2 steps? Well, if it's all right with you, I'd love to invite you to come to my next forgiveness workshop, where without revealing the skeletons in your closet, you can, in community, complete the circle and relieve the burden that has prevented you from stepping into your true life or your calling or whatever. I mean, see what I did there? I didn't
Mm-hmm.
go over there. I didn't give her everything. I just went to
Right.
the top 3, and then I asked a question about whether or not the audience got any value. And then I said, would it be okay with you if, because I'm asking permission
Mm-hmm.
to offer something. So
Right.
for you've got your kiss your stress goodbye thing, which is a timely, relevant, hot topic. But then
Mm-hmm.
when you write, during this engaging, eye-opening talk, you will learn, you will discover a simple, unexpected approach to saying yes to the right things and no to the wrong ones.
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
will learn, what you want to do with your bullet points is have enough intrigue and curiosity that they don't know exactly what you're going to say, so that you can phone in the PowerPoint.
So I could see myself, because here's what happens when I get to the shoulds. I actually, in a live thing, I haven't figured out how to exactly do this on a teleseminar, but the shoulds, what happens is I invite everyone to write down 3 things that they do routinely during the holiday time that they don't really enjoy. And then I invite them to choose the small call to action. That's their own call to action, is to
Okay,
choose
I got an
one of them
idea for it.
and not do it. And then everybody goes, oh, and then I go into sanity. So I could
Okay,
see
so
like,
stop there, because just what you just said. I'm going to give you an example from another person that I learned this from. Christian Michelson, you've probably heard of him.
oh, yeah. Uh-huh.
So he teaches something called cake and cringe. And everybody has their cake. They come out of bed and they can't wait to do this. And then they have the things that they can't stand doing, that they're holding their nose. There's anything. But when you were talking about that, I was thinking about a bullet point in my head. How to distinguish between cake and cringe, so you do the things you love and ditch the rest.
Oh. Oh.
Right? Because then people are going, oh, that's interesting. And she's going to tell me how to ditch the rest. I want a front row seat. So
I should credit the source, huh?
Well, I always do. Like you noticed already in this call, I talked about Brene Brown.
Exactly.
I credited Justin Livingston. I credited Christian Michelson. I do that because you know what?
Yeah.
There are a lot of people that are karaoke singing other people's content, and I just hate that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay? So you don't have to, when you're
so I wouldn't, would I? I'd put that in the speech.
He doesn't own that.
Yeah.
If you're actually on somebody's
It's
stage,
respect. Yeah.
you just find a way to provide attribution. It's the classy thing to do. So what I would challenge you to do, Michael Ann, is now that you know what you're talking about,
mm-hmm.
and you can now have the makings of a subtitle, The New Math for Navigating Holidays in a Joyful, time abundant way. During this engaging talk, you will discover that what Dorothy said was right all along. You had the power all along. You will learn the cake cringe method for ditching things that no longer serve you.
Mm-hmm.
You will look forward to the next season with a whole new sense of empowerment because you know the one thing, you know what I mean? So I would challenge you. I call it a sloppy first copy.
Right.
Schlep it together with a title, a subhead, what you're going to learn, and then write a short little bio that says, Michael Ann has, spoken to groups large and small, to rave reviews, and this is how you can book her. Your challenge is to put that together.
Yeah.
Don't think too much. Just schlep it together like a sloppy first copy, a C+ effort. That's what I want.
Yes, ma'am.
And then the other thing you said, thank you for doing that, Facebook Live. Are you a subscriber to BeLive.tv?
Not yet.
Okay.
But I'm gonna be.
Great.
Because you have recommended it as an easier way to do this.
Yes. And so
Yeah.
I'll ask Teresa, do you do Facebook Live, Teresa? Teresa, I can't hear you.
Yeah. So it's not allowed yet, but it's on the,
It's
it's
not
about to come
allowed.
out.
Jeez Louise. Oh, because everything has to be reviewed by somebody.
Yeah, but they have changed, they're changing and they're getting up to the 21st century. So I'm about to do them. Yes.
Oh, okay. Well,
But I
all right.
have done some Be Live before on my Reinventing Her website. So yes, I'm familiar with it. I've used it. It's a good thing.
Yeah. Okay. Very good. The reason and Diana, hi there. And I don't know if you use Be Live, but what I just wanted to briefly explain that
I've used it before, yes.
Oh, very good. How are you, Diana?
Doing great.
Good. We'll get to you in just a minute. I'm just going to just talk a little bit about Be Live for a second. Anybody that has an iPhone can do video from their phone on any page or any group of that lives on Facebook. And that's fine if you're out and about, whatever. What I like about BeLive.tv, I think I pay $144 for the year. I can do as many videos as I want, but I can do them from my home office. There's all these fun little features. I don't have to hold my phone. It just feels a little bit more professional for me. And, I've got my backdrop and all that kind of stuff. And you can bring guests on, which is really nice. But when you do a Be Live, like see this Ditch Your Holiday Stress, Michael Ann, you said you don't want to give away the store. But if you create this 20-minute talk that has a call to action that you're going to be leading a workshop, or that you would like them to download your free holiday stress quiz or something, you can just, you set it, you schedule it, you introduce, and you deliver it. I mean, it doesn't have to be hard. But there are people, one of my colleagues and friends, Debbie Page, has a Facebook group called the Women's Profit Lab, and she helps women keep more of the profit they make. And every week at the same time, she goes live in her Facebook group to teach on some important, relevant topic. And she just teaches to her own group. And her group has grown to, 900 members. And whenever she wants to make an offer, these people are first in line to get the benefit of whatever she's got. And sometimes she offers a member preferred price. Everyone else pays this, but because you're a member of the Women's Profit Lab, you get to benefit from member preferred pricing. So if you want to get practice with Facebook Live, create a group of people who wave the flag for the mission that you are fighting for. Be consistent in showing up in that group. And she's not coaching people in the group. She's delivering content and training people in the group, because the coaching and the other work she does, that's the work she gets paid for. So there's not as, like you and I we're back and forth right now, because at one point or another you invested to be in this program. So there's coaching involved. But in a Facebook group, typically it's I'm teaching you something specific that you need to know about. Please comment below. But it's not a coaching session.
Not a coaching, right. Okay, so then I had been thinking that's a great idea, because that's actually a platform for doing the program, a 20-minute program. The full training could be an hour. You
want to get paid to deliver that talk, or do you want to just deliver the talk for free and then enroll people into something expensive?
Well, yeah, here's the idea was I enroll people, I charge something low, $27 for the training, and offer a bonus of a strategy session of people who come into the training. So it's a little bit of a reverse from doing a free strategy session first and moving them into the teleseminar, to doing the teleseminar first and offering a special bonus to those who come to the teleseminar of having a one-on-one.
That's starting to sound kind of complicated.
Well,
right now, because we only have an hour and we have Diana that's
simple
to get helped. What I would like you to do first and foremost, I don't know if you saw the movie The Martian with Matt
I
Damon.
haven't. No, I haven't.
I bring it up for a really important reason. Matt Damon played an astronaut who got left on Mars by some unfortunate series of events. And his only job was to stay alive and figure out a way to get home. And so his name was Watney. And my husband and I say, we got to Watney the problem, because we have to do the thing that's right in front of us before we slay the rest of it.
Got it.
So you want to speak more. So my challenge to you is schlep together a sloppy first copy with the name, the subtitle, and what the audience will learn, why you, and how can they book you. Just pull that together. That's your assignment for the next week.
That
Let's
sounds good.
dial that in, and then we can talk about how you're going to deliver it and to whom you're going to deliver it.
Great.
And how you're going to bring them up to the next highest investment level. But let's not put the cart before the horse. Let's
just do that. Okay. I'm on it. I'm on it.
I'm so glad you're here. It's really nice to see you. And let's talk to Diana now.
Hello, everybody.
Tell us a little bit about yourself, because I haven't seen you here for a little while.
Yeah, it's been a while, and I wasn't expecting to be on. I was just going to be in listening, so I do appreciate that you called on me.
Yeah.
So I came into your Sizzling speaker sheet. I can't remember when, but it's been a while. And my work is on charging what your work is worth.
Oh, excellent.
And I did a talk recently, and I did not
you know what? There's a little distortion on the line.
Sheet. So yeah, so I'm a little bit okay.
So you said I did a talk recently, and then I didn't hear what came after that.
Yeah, so I enjoyed the talk, and the people enjoyed the talk, and
Diana, there's some kind of distortion happening. Diana, can you hear me?
I'm caught off guard basically right now, but I'm just going to keep speaking about it. One of the things that I bio, when I get asked for the life of me, but is my voice distorted still?
It's getting better now.
Okay, I'm in a challenging location area, possibly. Can you hear me clear now?
Yes.
Or no? Okay.
You said
so.
Going something about your bio.
Yeah, so the bio. So I know we've worked on the bio, and since I'm on this call right now, again, I didn't know I was going to be called, but I'll challenge myself, because that's what I do. Is I'd like to have a complete my bio and just be proud of it. For some reason, I freak out and I panic with this bio perfection, and it's like, it's an interesting experience when I get asked to turn in my bio. And I know I have a bio ready, but when I get asked for it, I freeze, flight, panic, and then that does not make me feel good, and it doesn't show authority. So if you have some tips about that.
I do. And Diana, I just went to Google to find you. You're not the beach volleyball player. You're the permission to charge gal, right?
I'm not permission to charge, but I'm in money. I was kiss under charging goodbye.
Oh, here we go. Diana Estrada. I'm just going to your website. Oh no, this is a different one. This is create a natural commanding presence. Do you have a website?
Yeah, but it's set up as a quiz, freemoneyquiz.com.
Okay. So I'm going to address your question. I like to refresh my memory with who I'm talking to, so I can be really specific.
Okay.
So I will tell you that the situation that you were just describing is how it all started for me. I had bio shame. People were asking me to speak, and I would get all uptight because I didn't think I was big enough, good enough, awesome enough, credible enough, all of those things, right? And so what I would say to you is your assignment, should you choose to accept it, is to come up with a 50-word and 100-word version of who you are. And if you don't yet have Bye Bye Boring Bio, I can send me an email or say, hey, I want Bye Bye Boring Bio so I can refresh my memory. Put it in the chat and I will send you the digital copy of Bye Bye Boring Bio. I want you to have 100 words that you're really proud of. And what I say philosophically is, if you're getting introduced to speak, is that really what's happening here? They're asking for your bio and you get nervous because you don't think it's good enough for the speaker introduction?
I wanted to be perfect. I wanted to touch, and then I wanted to touch the soul. So I'm so concerned about that. And then it's like, oh, who am I talking to? So then it has like a few different things. Am I talking to coaches? Am I talking to business owners? And I know that this is a common challenge with, but this is my, it is a challenge. So I'll.
Well, just with knowing what little I know about you right now, like I can already write it in my head. Diana Estrada guides business owners, coaches, and consultants to charge their fair value and kick poverty mindset to the curb. Whether she's speaking to a standing room only crowd or an intimate circle of people who want to make a change, one thing is certain: they will get value. They'll learn practical, tactical strategies to negotiate for what they want, and they'll leave smiling about their upside. Something like that. I mean, what I did there, and whether it's true or not, is I said a few things, which is who you work with, the transformation you provide, that you're effective whether you're talking to a small circle or a large circle, and that it's worth their time. Because if that's what the people, if there's going to be a conference or a workshop, people read about the speakers that are going to be there before they choose. And if it sounds like something they really want to know and a problem they really want to solve, people will go to that one. But if they don't like what they see, they might just have coffee instead. So
yes,
I'll help you. I
Okay.
need more juice.
Okay. Thank you. And I liked what you said. I'll have to go back to the recording because I'm on the road to go speak.
Oh, good.
I speak for a living for my day job, so it's not about the speaking. And one thing I noticed is that when I spoke last in the bio, I didn't direct it to business owner. But then when I showed up and I was asking the questions to qualify the presentation, the talk, I was like, and giving myself feedback, I noticed that I was kind of shying away and not standing strong. And here we're here to talk about, you have a great talent. I know you have a great talent. You're the best kept secret. But when it comes to charging for your work that you enjoy doing, you start discounting, you start giving, I didn't come off as that's like how I know myself. Like I'm a strong speaker. I speak for a living in my day job.
Well, sometimes we teach what we're here to learn. So,
yes.
And I don't know who it was that said that. I would attribute it if I remember. It's become so common, but we teach what we're here to learn. And, I'm imagining that Michael Ann has had struggles with holiday stress. I'm intuiting that Teresa appreciates what it is to be financially abundant because I've read her book and I know that she has had early beginnings that were not such abundant, right? I teach people how to get seen, heard, and celebrated and compensated for their expert status because you know what? I wasn't enjoying those things and it makes me happy to give people that, right? So part of what you're talking about, Diana, is like a mindset shift that has to happen here. You're an excellent speaker in your day job, and this new thing you're doing is what you is it fair for me to say that you want to build a bridge so that you can teach people this full time and leave the real job behind?
Yes, or be independent of my day job, because I do enjoy the work I do. I work with students, and so I just want to be independent of that at my choice. But
Okay,
yes, the answer is yes.
So here's what I want you to do, because I want to get to know you a little bit better. Can you take a shot? Like, it sounds like you don't have a website, you have a quiz, but I want.
Well, I hid the
You know, we just
but
had some
yes.
serious distortion there, but I think what you said is that you hid the website for some reason.
might be in a bad reception area right now. So if you can hear me, but yeah, the quiz.
Send me whatever you can.
Just wanted
Send
my
me whatever you
quiz
can.
because that can capture an email, and so there's a few things that I can clean up that I need to clean up this weekend.
Well, as long as we're there, like this is Get Started Receiving Abundance. Oh my gosh, you made it here. Welcome. Congratulations. You're in for an extraordinary treat. Stay with me. You can skip and go straight to the quiz, scroll down. I think this could be, there's some improvement to be made here. just right off the bat. And
yes.
And I'll tell you, this is relevant to something Teresa had asked me, because Teresa's getting ready to create her signature talk. And one of the things that, and Michael Ann knows this because she's with Mark and Shannon, and Mark and Shannon are the originators of the, what do they call it? It's the first moment. What is in this, Michael Ann, what is that called when it's like the very first part of a speech where you,
It's called a first mental image.
yeah, that's their original idea, Mark and Shannon, a first mental image. And this is relevant to Diana too, because what we sometimes do is we forget that people are really overwhelmed with all kinds of information and they just want to know what's in it for them. And so you say, get started receiving abundance. And then you say, oh my gosh, you made it. Welcome. Congratulations. You're in for a treat. Stay with me here. You could take that completely out because it's just a lot of extra words that don't really do anything for us. You can skip and go straight to the quiz. I don't even know why I want to. Here are a few reasons why you don't want to skip. Like, I would want to review this and say, you know, if you said something like, in minutes, we can uncover the source of your scarcity so you can step into abundance now. If you said something like that, already I'm interested because you're telling me what's in it for me. Here, freeze-wise, you know, you're assuming that they want to skip. What if you, Diana, changed your mindset and said, you know, if you're tired of having too much month at the end of the money and you're ready for a whole new way of a whole different life experience that's abundant, and you know, this writing needs to be much crisper because it just doesn't make me want to do anything. And there's so many words that there's just so many words. So this is off the topic of speaker sheet, but I would ask you, you know, how many people are filling out this quiz every month? If you're getting lots of leads from it, then you know it's working. And if you're not getting lots of leads from it, it might be time to take another look at it.
Yes, that's something I need to do. And I think it's a lot of work. I thought I was using it as more of a pre-qualifier because I knew if someone took the quiz, it's because they're serious. But I think I need to back off a little bit, make it a little bit more simpler and offer what the 8 personality types are and go from and create that to make it easier and more enticing and more. Maybe you can't hear me.
Oh, I can hear you great. I want to
Okay.
oh,
you could. Oh, okay.
I can hear you great.
Oh.
I like it best when someone takes care of. I'm most extreme. Image, find it. Okay. I want to make a comment about quizzes in general. And on this, listen, I'm huge on attribution. Jane Duber created a company called Smart Biz Quiz, and she has a quiz that she makes that clients use that does a couple of things that your quiz does not. And I want to point out one of them. First off, you can go to an example quiz, readysetretirequiz.com. This is my husband's quiz that he uses. And the reason, what you said, Diana, is that I want a quiz that helps people qualify themselves as, you know, good candidate to work with me or a bad candidate to work with me. Don't we all? But the trouble with the quiz that you have is I don't see here any indication of their willingness or their commitment to want to do something to solve the problem that they have. It's one thing to answer a bunch of questions, but when you're trying to enroll people into a paid offering or to a discovery session or something like that, what you want is to ask a question of, I am serious about having a conversation with someone who can help me solve these problems. I'm at a place in my life where now is the time to turn the page. If you go to readysetretirequiz.com, you'll see that the quiz is organized by 4 different criteria. And the last one is the commitment section. And the commitment section is the most important one, because in my husband's case, people that score low on the earlier categories but high on commitment, they will absolutely speak to them. People that score low on commitment get subscribed to an autoresponder where they get to be part of the newsletter and they get useful articles and information, but they don't want their advisors spending time with people that are not committed to making a change. So I would like you to look at that quiz to see if it can help you refine yours to be more effective to your objective, which is to bring people into your world. Right now, it's a little bit soft. Do you get it?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. But the first order of business, getting back to Watneying the problem, I want you to write a bio that positions you as the go-to expert for women to follow when they're ready to charge what they want and negotiate term, you know, when they want to charge fair, more than fair value for their brilliant work, however you want to say it. How many people have you taught in this manner? What transformations have happened for people? Have you written any books? Have you shared the stage with important luminaries in this context? Have you, what do people say about you from when they hear you? You know, some people have said, I'm all the help and none of the hype. Please welcome Nancy Jutton to the stage. Like, what do people say? You can use that in your bio. She's a human exclamation point on steroids, and she's here to turn your words around starting right now. Please welcome Nancy to the stage. If people have said yummy things about you, you can weave that into your bio. And the beautiful thing about that is when the meeting person introduces you, it's more about what's in it for the person sitting in the chairs than it is about you. And that is client attracting, I think. So how are you doing, Diana?
I love it. And I'm going to go back and listen because for some reason I got disconnected and connected. So I'm going to go back and listen to all the nuggets.
Okay.
And I'll connect and I'll see if I have the bio. And then.
And I'll help you with yours. If you do a sloppy first copy, I will fix it for you.
Okay. I'm going to do it. I'm going to challenge myself and do it.
Okay. So we have we're doing a live call next Thursday. I want to see it before then.
Okay, perfect. I'm going to jump off right now.
Thanks for joining me. Was this fun, everybody?
Yes.
I'm so
Valuable.
glad you're
Thank
here. I
you.
wish more people would come. Don't you think there's value coming through this? This is pretty good, huh?
Yes. Yes.
All right. Well, thank you for joining me live. And for those who joined us by replay, I hope you get some nuggets too. We'll be here next Thursday at 9 o'clock. That'll be the 4th of the 4 office hours for October. And then we'll just see about whether or not I'm going to do this again in November. So, you know, I wish more people would come. It's worth its weight in gold, don't you think? Michael Ann, really good to see you. I want you to post.
I will post. Let's see. Get back on Facebook, and maybe I can do a post about this. Do you have an offer page or something where
Oh,
if you're
sure.
sending out? If you send out a notice, I will get it, and then I can share it.
You know what might even be cooler? I mean, maybe we can talk offline about this, but I know Mark and Shannon moved to Austin, and they're
Austin?
just rocking things there. Are they addressing this kind of subject matter in their training?
No, I don't think. That's why they brought you on. So maybe they need to bring you back.
Well, I'm just kind of wondering. For 2020, what I'm interested in is for people who are speaker trainers. They have their big. If this is not something that they teach, and it's something that the class participants need, I'd love for them to consider possibly weaving my offer into theirs, so that when people invest in Austin's best speaker, not only do they get all the wonderful events and retreats and everything that Mark and Shannon do, but
right,
they get this too.
Yeah.
So they could pay a modest amount so that their clients could have the benefit of this.
Yeah.
I'd love to do that.
Boy, I certainly think it would be worth it to reach out to them.
I don't want to be flying myself to Austin or anything like that.
Right.
That's a big deal for me. But
okay.
But
well, let's talk offline.
But if there's a webinar opportunity or a teleclass opportunity or some kind of a way to broadcast into their Facebook group, I have a talk about why the Sizzling speaker sheet's important. But it would just be what I believe is that this is it's just one more element to make a speaker training curriculum even better.
Exactly.
And the fact that it doesn't have to take their time or effort to do, because there's somebody who does that, and I don't do what they do. I don't teach people, I don't
teach people how to speak. Yeah,
no, I
exactly.
don't.
No, I think it's very, I'm just really glad that I actually had heard about you before through, I think it was Lisa Sasevich, but that was way early on and totally premature for me to even be going there. It was like way off in the distance. So it was really very good timing to have you come and speak. So let's
well, if there's let's create a success for you. So let's get your Sizzling speaker sheet done, lickety split.
Yeah, I'm ready to do that. I can do this really quick.
Yeah, I can't wait to see it.
Yeah.
So
okay.
I'm in the Facebook group. You be there too, and and then we'll be back here next week.
More forward. Okay.
So good to see you.
Thank you so much.
My holiday stress. I'm ready to kiss
Bye-bye.
you goodbye with the new map.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Bye.